In the meantime, Canada's premiers agreed to work together to use their authorities under Section 95 of the Constitution, including issuing their own work permits. I'll speak for Ontario. We will be issuing our own work permits. We aren't going to sit around and wait for the federal government. What you just heard was not a premier proposing policy. It was a premier drawing a line. Yesterday, they stood together. Today, the cracks are showing. Behind the polished podiums, beneath the pre-written statements, a very different story played out. A federation slowly sliding toward its own separate orbits. The question isn't whether the provinces are united. It's whether they even want to be. They called it Team Canada. That phrase got repeated like a chant. But when you have to remind people this often that you're united, are you really? Watch the language. It's always polite, always diplomatic. But then one sentence slips through and tells you everything. Not about teamwork, but tension. We need the Prime Minister to be very, very clear with his minister. She needs to work with the provinces and territories to fix Canada's immigration system and make it more responsive to economic and market needs. Doug Ford didn't dodge the question. He gave Carney credit. A gentleman, when he says he's going to do something, I believe him. But then came the pivot. Last time was kind of hokey-pokey. That's not admiration. That's a warning shot. Ford knows Carney is respected. He wants voters to believe he respects him too. But behind that praise is pressure. Deliver this time or wear it. And in that moment, Ford's doing what Ford always does. Maybe he is playing to both sides. I have a great deal of respect for Prime Minister Carney. He's a gentleman that, when he says he's going to do something, I believe him. He's going to get it done. But there still has to be accountability, and it's not, half-baked either, because last time it was kind of hokey-pokey. Danielle Smith didn't threaten. She didn't shout. She didn't have to. Her sentences were dressed as policy but built like pressure. She brought up LNG pipelines and interprovincial electricity, not as hopes, but as expectations. And the unspoken part? If Ottawa or British Columbia doesn't move fast enough, Alberta might just move without them. I'm very supportive of the LNG expansions that are underway, as well as additional new LNG proposals. We have talked about an intertie so that we can have our electricity systems with greater integration. And of course, expanding the capacity of the Trans Mountain Pipeline by putting in additional measures, compression, and a few other things. They can actually expand the capacity as well as dredging the second narrows. And we've been supportive of that as well. David Eby was the adult in the room, or at least he wanted to sound like it. He didn't confront Smith, he didn't dismiss her plans, but he also didn't give an inch. His message, we'll cooperate on our terms and not a moment before you show your homework. I agree strongly with Premier Smith that we have a huge amount of work to do that is going to create incredible economic opportunity for our two provinces. It is, without doubt, we have our points of disagreement, but there are far more points of agreement in terms of how we're going to build our economies in our respective provinces. My focus as the BC Premier is on projects that we have where we're either imminent in terms of final investment decision or the final investment decision has been taken. And we need a strong federal partner to be able to support us in delivering those projects, north of $50 billion worth of projects in our province alone. And what I've encouraged the Prime Minister and Premier Smith to do about their project that they're excited about is to identify a proponent and to move forward with that if that is possible. This was today's important update. We want to make it absolutely clear that our videos never include any kind of misinformation. Canadian Nexus is dedicated to bringing you verified and trustworthy news from across Canada, from politics to society and everything in between. If you value truth and facts, you're in the right place. If you enjoyed the video, please like, share your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe to the Canadian Nexus channel. Thank you.